This is the Get to Free Press. I'm George Boston Rhines out of Valdosta, Georgia. I was called last night and followed up with another call this morning. And what's your name, my brother?
Robert Sutton Jr.
Robert Sutton. Why did you call the Get to Free Press, short form?
Well, there was an incident where my wife was assaulted and then she was falsely arrested, and I just felt like everything was going wrong. There was nothing right about the incident. She didn't do anything. And I just felt like I needed some help with it.
Okay, when you called me, I think you also had talked to an individual by the name of Bobby Worthy, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and now my question to you right now, because you was not there, right?
No, sir.
But you do know that you love your wife, and you do know there was some children involved too, I understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and so I don't want you to talk right now.
Okay.
But do you have your wife present? Can she say something with your permission, my beautiful brother?
Yes, sir.
Can she tell her story? Okay, and what's your name?
Antoine Sutton.
Okay, and Antoine, what day did this happen, and what happened? First of all, what's your name again?
Antoine Sutton
Okay, where you live?
in Douglas, Georgia.
Okay, and I understand that there were some children may have been involved in what you're about to talk about, right?
Yes, sir.
Who was those children?
My kids.
Okay, don't give their names, okay? All right, now, explain to me your day and how you led up to going to end up at B and D. How did you end up? Just tell us, just talk to us.
Well, really, I was resting up because I had just had surgery, and today was supposed to be my first. Well, yesterday, which was the 15th, November the 15th, I was supposed to be making my first day because I had already paid my truck payment up a good amount, so I hadn't been going in like since April. So when I did go to make,
When you say pay your payment up, how you mean pay your payment up?
I paid it up so much I didn't have to go in bi-weekly like I had been doing.
I got you. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So so the 15th was my first day to actually start back making payments. So I had my mom that take me to run my errands because, like I said, I just had surgery. I went. When I got down there, her assistant came out. It was a younger girl because the lady, the owner, she was already standing at the.
Okay, now you said owner. Where is this at?
At B&D.
Okay.
B&D Auto in Douglas, Georgia. So she was already standing at the register. So her assistant came and I went to give her my money, which my payment is normally maybe $210, $215. So I had $220. So when I gave the girl my money, she was like, it's $266. So I was like, why is it so high? I'm almost done paying it off. The payments go up. That's what I asked her. And that's when the owner came in and she was like, well, Antoine, you came in and you made a payment here and you made a payment there. So what's remaining of that payment, we adding it to a full payment. That's what made it $266. So by that time, she went to start trying to explain, but I know how she is when she started talking to people. She really don't know how to talk to you. So I didn't want to get into that. I just told her, you don't have to explain anything. I don't want to hear, ma'am, how much I owe you so I can get out of here. And she went on and on. So by that time, I told her again, I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. So by the time I said that, that's when she got mad and she started cursing me out because I wouldn't listen to her. I gave the girl my $60, to pay the rest of it because it was like 46 or something. So I gave her $60. I said, well, I'm going to just go ahead and pay it. Don't worry about it. Just give me the money. So I made my receipt so I could go ahead and go. So by this time, Jerri was yelling and screaming. And when I told her again, I didn't want to.
Who was this yelling?
Jerri, Lott. She's the owner. So by that time, she got upset and she started throwing stuff from behind the counter.
When you say throwing, what we're talking about now?
I really don't know what object she picked up, but she picked
Was she throwing it at you?
She was throwing it at me.
But did she hit you? The object did not hit you?
Not the first time it
Okay,
did.
okay,
It didn't hit me. Okay. It didn't hit me then because I was standing up there. So when she threw it, it was another object on the top. And by this time, she picked up like a big, I don't know if it was a calculator or what, but it was about this size, about this long. And when she picked it up, and I told her, now if you hit me with that, I'm gonna knock your head off. So I picked up what ornament or object she had up there, and I cocked it back. So soon as she released the object she had and threw it at me, I released what I had, and it hit her. So when it hit her, we were both bickering back and forth, cussing each other, having words. So when it hit her, she got my money and she threw it at me and told me to get out her store. I picked up my money while I was still having words with her. I picked up my money and I went to walking out. So as I'm going out, she was like, I shoot you, I shoot you. So like I said, we both going back and forth. I'm telling her, well, you shoot me then. You know, we saying words. So I go outside. By the time I make it outside, my mama, she's sitting in the car. So as she's sitting in the car, she wasn't paying attention. She was doing something on her phone. Because I was standing up and I kept saying mama, but she wasn't looking. So by this time, I walked down the steps and opened the car door, and I was telling my mama what was going on. So when we turned around and looked, she came outside. She was outside of her door, and that's when she was pointing the gun, saying, I shoot that so-and-so. So my mama jumped out the driver's side and came around, and she was like, hold on, don't do that. I got kids in here. And she said, F that, I dropped that B where she's saying. That's what she was saying. So while she was saying that, my mom was study saying don't do that and trying to put me in the car, but I'm study telling her, you know, if that's what you want to do, you shoot me if that's what you gonna do.
Where was the gun at this time?
She still had it pointed, aiming back and forth just like this. She had it on me, but she was going back and forth. And my kids, they seen it and they just went to screaming and hollering. Just screaming and hollering and crying.
How old are your kids?
My kids are 4 and 7.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, they're 4 and 7.
Were they traumatized? I mean, what was
Yes. My 7-year-old woke up last night about 1 something this morning, screaming and hollering, don't shoot my mama. She slept in the bed with us all night long.
And you say last night she was saying, don't shoot my mama?
Yeah, that's when she woke up screaming. I guess she was having a dream. It was replaying in her head. But that's when she woke up screaming.
Okay. Well, continue.
So, finally, I don't know if she came, Miss Jerri, I don't know if she came to her senses or what, but she went back in. And I was about to leave, but something told me, don't leave, you know, call the police. Because I didn't do nothing wrong. So I called them and told them where I was at. That the owner had pulled a gun on me, so they came down and everything. They was asking me questions. They got my story. And when they went in, they was in there, I know, at least 2 hours or longer. She didn't have on any handcuffs. To me...
Wait. I don't want to interrupt you, but who was in there for 2 hours?
The police was in there
Douglas
for 2
police
hours.
or the county?
Douglas police was in there for 2 hours.
At least 3 officers?
At least 2 to 3 hours.
A detective?
And a detective. Wait, hold on. The Douglas police,
yes,
detectives,
yes,
to the total or tune of about how many?
We had at least 4 to 5 officers inside the building, and we had a parked vehicle, which you can see on the video that I have, a parked video with the dash cam facing directly to the door. And I found out later that was somebody from I don't know if it was.
Okay, but there should be video footage as well.
Yes,
from the police
there,
car.
They never got out, but whoever was it that came in that van, they stopped there facing.
It was a van camera.
It was like a Chevrolet van. It looked like some kind of government. My guess it was somebody. From
and you do believe a camera was in that vehicle?
Yes, sir. And I know it was a police because I can see through the tents in the back, and you can see maybe police uniforms or a police jacket through the tent. So that's how I knew.
Okay, so you wasn't there at first.
No, sir.
Well, why did you come? Who called you?
My wife called me, and I know my temper. It caught me all off. It caught me at just instead of me leaving here, I was home.
Yeah.
Instead of me leaving here, going a couple of blocks in a rage, like what's going on, I stopped and I called my mom and her friend, which is a city official, and told them, go down there, mom, get down there. While they were doing that,
who was the city official? This guy?
Miss Olivia Pierce.
Okay.
While they were doing that, and so that was my way of making.
Who went with you?
When
you went by yourself?
When I went down there, I went by myself.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So by the time I got there, they were all, like she said, the officer was kind of out there watching over our party. It was just one officer. It's like he's just there and there and there. So I'm looking around, you know, I'm asking her, you okay? And I'm just looking around, and it actually looked like, to me, they were in there, something was going on inside the store. The detective that was in there had been there for like 15 minutes. And I was standing there talking to my mom, and I happened to look inside the business, and I say, he's in there shaking her hand. He's at her desk shaking her hand after he's already been in here 15 minutes. So you're past the time of greeting handshake. Why is this detective in here that we don't even know why he came? We didn't call him. Why am I watching him shake hands with this woman that just assaulted my wife 15 minutes after he's got in there? Like, I don't know what kind of deal. It didn't look right at all.
So other words, you in your mind that you think that maybe they're friends or they know each other or something that may be unfair or unequal as far as the way they were treating your wife comparison to the way they were treating her?
Honestly, I don't really follow the politics a lot.
Okay.
But being that it was my family and I was in this situation, I feel like I was being discriminated against because this family has money and power, and they help do a lot in this city, so everybody's protecting each other and it's putting me on the end. That's how I felt. I felt like I didn't have anybody. And that's not right, because all she was doing was trying to pay a bill.
So short form, the very appearance of that individual's contact with it just didn't sit right with you.
It didn't sit right. Honestly, I didn't understand. Okay, maybe if they're called and you're in there and you're trying to say, no, she done it, I got video. Okay, that's fine. Why do I look in there and I see you looking apparently like you're trying to look at video? Then I look back and I see the detective doing it. Then when I look back a couple minutes later, he's standing up, you're sitting down, and he's shaking your hand. I didn't understand that. In my mind, it was telling me the whole time they're about to lock my wife up. I was feeling it.
Okay, hold it right there. Back on you. Continue now.
Okay, so once I called the police and the police came, you know, I told my side of the story. They went in, they was in there for about, like I said, 2 hours. Then he came back out and he asked me again what happened. And he was like, I know everybody was heated and everything, and I know a lot of cussing went on. Like, so tell me again what happened. Basically telling me to tell him the story without the cursing. So I told him the story again. He said, okay. He went back on the inside. They was in there a little bit longer. So he finally came back outside late last night. Late then, it was a long time. I hadn't lost count, but it was a long time. So he called me off from my family to call me to the side. Can you come over here and talk with me? And I was like, yes, sir. So I walked out. As soon as I got around the corner, he was like, well, we watched the video, and what both of y'all said is pretty much what we saw on the video. We want to ask you, do you want to press charges? And my words was, I say, yes, sir, I sure do. That's what I said. And he was like, well, did any of the items hit you when he threw them? And I said, well, I'm not sure if any of them hit me, because we both was in a rage and stuff was happening so fast. So I don't know if that second, whatever that second object was, I don't know if they hit me or not, because I was standing a little closer because I was going to throw what I had. So I told him, I said, I don't know if they had hit me or not. So then he was like, well, since he said you pressing charges, we going to have to lock you up also for trespassing. And I was like, well, how am I trespassing if I was paying a bill? And he said, we were looking at the video and we seen her motion pointing, like she was pointing at the door telling you to get out, and you didn't leave. And I told him, I said, no, sir. I said, when she threw my money and she told me to get out, I left. But they just took it as a motion. They seen her pointing. She was pointing when she was cursing me out. She was pointing at me then. So how y'all can just take that as she was telling me to get out? When she said she'll shoot me, she was pointing. So y'all arrested me off of emotion. And I felt like that was wrong. I had no reason to go to jail when I was the one that called.
Okay, so let's continue the process before we come back. I want you to take me on to the jail and through the process.
Okay, so after that part, you know, I was fussing and crying and yelling, trying to get their attention and let them know, y'all, he locking me up for no reason. So as we go into the police station, you know, I was mad and cursing and fussing, and I was asking that officer in the car. I said, "Where is the justice in this? I call the police. I got a gun pointed at me, but I go to jail." I said, "Tell me, how is that fair?" And he would never answer. And I can tell he knew it was wrong. All he could do was look back and say, "Ma'am, I'm just driving you down to the station." That's all he said. So when I got down there, they booked me in, and I had to wait on my family to do what they can do and to get me home.
Okay, so what was your charges, number one?
Trespassing.
Okay, now, trespassing, had you been issued a no trespassing for that facility? Was there anything posted said no trespassing?
No, sir. Mm-mm.
So if what took place inside of that facility, if it had not happened, you wouldn't have been trespassing,
That's right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So how did the police officers treat you as an individual? In other words, did they put handcuffs on tight? Were they belligerent? Were they professional? What would
They
you
put my handcuffs on, and they was about to put my handcuffs behind my back. And like I said, I just had surgery Wednesday, and they was about to put them behind my back, and my mother-in-law started yelling and telling them she just had surgery. She can't, you know, her hands can't do that. So that's when he was like, "Oh, you had surgery?" And I was like, "Yes." And so they put him in the front. They did lock him in the front then, but he was carrying them around my back.
Okay. All right. And so you didn't tell me about they handcuffed and arrested you, but what happened to and nothing happened to the other?
She was sitting in there at her desk.
Because they didn't arrest her.
She got arrested. Yeah, she got arrested after they had then put me in the car and I had then left. They had then went in and put the handcuffs on her.
So, well, how did that make you feel? Did that make you feel like maybe that you was
I didn't feel
the
like
bad
the
person
victim.
here?
Yeah, I felt like the bad person. Because anybody else, if they would have came down, if I would have walked in and pulled the gun on her, when they came down there, them handcuffs would have been on me immediately. Not 2 hours later.
Okay, now, where's your mother now?
She went to a funeral.
3 years, okay. So but she do know what happened and she can explain herself just like you.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it seems like your husband had something he wanted to say a minute ago.
I did.
Go ahead.
Just me, just trying to be there as a husband and a father and a son, because my mom's there, and it's a whole lot going on. But I was watching, and from what I gathered from the time I got there until the time I left, in my opinion, I feel like that time was spent letting her know that, hey, they're out here. They got community leaders with them. They're saying they want you to go to jail. You're gonna have to go to jail, Jerry. I feel like that's what was going on. And then they came to my wife with an ultimatum and say, pretty much, do you want to press charges? If her answer would have been no, she would have been free to go. But the way they presented it to her, okay, since you, as a citizen that feel like your life is in danger, since you're choosing to press charges on this woman that just told you she will kill you, now we're gonna have to arrest you for trespassing. So it made me feel like she was in there trying to make a deal. And it made me feel like they called everybody they had to call and they tried to do everything they had to do, but she knew that she was gonna have to go to jail, and my wife ended up having to go under false pretenses just to satisfy her, when at the end of the day, she was the victim. My thing is, I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I work every day. That situation, from the time I got there to the time I left, I feel like it was orchestrated. The officers, not just the business owners, every officer involved, once my wife was arrested, their whole demeanor changed towards my family. I then felt like we were the aggressors, because now it's like, hey, get off the property. None of that was going on when you guys were arresting my wife. But now, when you see that I'm recording, and I want the community to see her being walked out of handcuffs for this crime that she's committed on my wife like a criminal, you get aggressive towards me and threaten to arrest me because I'm angry and I use the curse word when you allow the owner's son to stand 3 feet away from you and use a cuss word telling me to get off his property. It's not fair. That, I mean, it was a lot of stuff that went on, and I've been hearing a lot of stuff going on around here. This is the first time that I've been a part of it, and it was not right. My wife shouldn't have went to jail, and those charges should have been way more severe because my children now, I'm the one that spends the time educating them, keeping them away from violence. They've never even seen a gun in real life. They're traumatized. I feel like the whole situation was wrong. That's why I had to stop. I just had to get that out because it was wrong. I mean, I don't care who feels like I'm wrong, but it was wrong. She shouldn't have went to jail.
Okay, I'm gonna do something I don't normally do, and the reason I'm gonna do this is because when you talk about something this serious, people have their feelings and their emotions, and I'm not gonna get into it. I want you all to stay where you are. But to my right, I have someone right here. What's your name?
Denitra Sutton.
Miss Sutton, who are you to these people?
Robert Sutton is my son, and Antoine Sutton is my daughter-in-law.
Okay, I noticed when I was interviewing them, you had something to say. I don't need your face. I need your story. You got something
Yes,
you want to
sir.
contribute? Please do.
I was just really emotionally that even once they brought her out from after they had taken my daughter-in-law to jail, had left with her, they brought Miss Jerri out in handcuffs in front as well, as though she really just hadn't committed a crime. And I spoke to the officer and I said, why is it her handcuffs behind her back? She committed a crime here by drawing a gun up on my daughter-in-law and her children. And the officer said to me, I was just on trying to treat everybody fairly. I feel like that was very unfair. And I had to speak to my son to tell him, please, let's just go. Let's get off of their property. Because as he said, at that point, our family was the aggressors.
They wanted to arrest me.
Okay, now he sent me the video. Now what I didn't know as I watched that video several times, I heard someone saying, let's go. That was you.
That was me. Yes,
so
sir.
you were trying to not be another victim or statistic,
Exactly.
as it is across this nation with the black men being
Yes,
shot
sir.
down. I listened to your words. I didn't know it was nice meeting you.
Yes,
and
sir.
thank you for standing up and speaking truth.
Yes, sir.
Anything else you want to say? Because since you couldn't hold it, and I didn't want to mess up the video.
Yes, sir.
I wanted you to give your speech. Anything in the closing remarks you would like to say?
It's just the fact that actually what went on was very wrong, and the charges that they brought against my daughter-in-law was very wrong. Miss Jerri, the thing that she done was very wrong. My grandkids at this point is telling me and showing me how a gun had been drawn on them, and that's very wrong. And I think that it needs to be something done about it.
Okay. At some point, and this is Ryan speaking, at some point, somebody called Olivia, the commissioner Olivia. Who called her?
I did.
You called her?
I called
Well, tell
her.
us about what happened when she came to the scene.
When my son called me and he told me what was going on with his wife, I called Commissioner Pierce and I asked her if she would meet me at B&D, and she was eating at the time, but she got up right away and she got there. Man, once we got there, I feel that more would have went on the outside with us
If she wouldn't have been
if
there.
she wouldn't have been there. They knew that there was a city official there, so they had to at least hope just be cordial with us on the outside.
That's why I don't understand. How is that justice? Why do you have to have somebody there to make sure you're treated fairly when we called y'all to help us because we were victimized? I don't understand that.
So that's very important. But so you are saying that an elected official, by her being there, possibly made a difference.
It did. It totally made a difference. It totally made a difference on how they acted. And once they took my daughter-in-law to jail, it didn't matter to them at all who was there.
Changed. Yeah, the demeanor
Everything changed. It was like, now you all are trespassing, and we want all of you off, or you're going to jail.
Her family had got there then, so it's like all of them like, get off our property. Get off our property. And I was like, no, I just had to watch my wife go to jail. I want to see her go to jail. And I mean, they had rage in their eyes. You can't really zoom on that video I had, but not only the business owner, the cops themselves, like they were angry at me personally, and I don't even know them.
I've been coming over here to council meetings, and I'm gonna ask you this on camera because I cover 30 to 40 cities as far as city governments, and I've had with my press pass. I've been in the courtroom. I have been in the courtroom all the way up to the Georgia Court of Appeals, and my personal question to you in particular: do you feel that you possibly could be retaliated against? I mean, this guy. That's just a question to you. How do you feel about that?
Honestly, right now, I feel like I wish I had enough money saved up to where I can take her while she's off of surgery, or I can take off and I can move my family away from here, because I don't feel safe, not only from the business owner, but the police department and just this city, period. I feel like all of the ones that are in bed with them are gonna be looking at me with that same hateful stare that those cops were that day. And I feel like they're after me. Even that night when I left, I was just trying to leave and go home. Y'all, I already took my wife to jail. He came out yelling, everybody that you told to leave, they haven't leave, 1095 them. In other words, arrest them. He was coming for me. I looked at my mom and said, Mom, I'm gone. My mom kind of moved a little bit to kind of block him, because if I would have taken a couple of seconds longer to get in my car and leave, they were trying to arrest me as if I had done something. You know, I mean, it's like, how does that work? Does it mean you're mad at me because your friend is in trouble? Now, you know, you're gonna treat me like I'm just some thug or something, like I came out here trying to rob the place when I had 2 vehicles from this woman that we paid over $12,000 for over a span of 3 years? You know, you just don't do that.
Another question: is this the first encounter that you all had with this business?
No, sir. I just said that we had 2 vehicles, both were in my name.
Mm-hmm.
I opted maybe 2 months ago, 2 to 3 months ago, to tell her right here in this lawn, y'all come get it. Because I called her. I went through the same issue with her. I called them, told them it was a Friday. I said, if I don't get down there, you know, before y'all close, I got kids here. If I don't get down there before y'all close, I have it under the door Monday. You know, it's nothing new. I've been doing it. We've been dealing with them for 2 to 3 years now. Well, it's showing that you're $700 out. I say, okay. Now that's ridiculous. I say my payment is $225 every 2 weeks. I just paid a payment week before last, so I'm due now. How are you telling me that I owe you $700 and stuff? Well, it was something from late fees, and I just really felt like it was something building up with them, and they were crooked. And I had learned that the daughter was working there. That's a whole nother story. That her daughter had been back in the office. She has a history. I don't know if it's on file. I'm pretty sure.
Let's not get into that.
Yeah. But I felt like something was going on with the money. Mm-hmm. So I just opted to say, you know what? I don't want to deal with y'all, because I had a prior. Well, before that, it was a verbal. I had a verbal, same kind of thing with her, mm-hmm. except her husband was present, mm-hmm. and her son was present. And what sparked that? I came in there. I had got news at work that I had lost my granddad. Okay. And I knew I was gonna have to move and do some things with the family and the front, and you know, the funeral, everything going on. Mm-hmm. So I went to her to make my payment and tell her, I just lost my granddad. I just want to come pay you. Cause when I came in, she was trying to do the same thing she do with her. You're trying to talk to me like you're my mom. You can't afford these 2. I don't want to hear that. I come to pay you. I just lost my granddaddy. I'm coming to pay you so I can leave.
Okay.
She went after me saying that, just basically saying leave me alone. Mm-hmm. She went on to say from her office, let your wife know the next time I text her and she don't respond to me, I'm gonna turn her truck off. And it set off a nerve in me, because I had I not too long lost my dad, and I was really going through, and professionally, I gave her a piece of my mind and told her, look, I came to buy a vehicle from you. I'm entitled to come in here and pay you. You're entitled to give me my receipt. I'm not entitled to be your friend. You've showed me in months prior when you threatened to take my wife's truck because her payment was $50 short. You showed me that you're not my friend. So therefore, I don't have to legally listen to your BS. Told her that in front of her, told her about her attitude and all of that in front of her husband And when I was leaving, I apologized to her son and her husband for my words, and I left. That was my last time in her place of business. I didn't turn her truck in until like 3, 4, 5, 6 months later. I was letting my mom, her mom, or even my kids take my payment in so I wouldn't have to deal with her. Okay. I knew it was coming. I knew some kind of bad blood, but I had no idea that it would get to this point. And it's like I get a call, and I know how nasty this lady's attitude is. And it's like I gotta be here thinking, okay, so for like 5, 10 seconds, the life of my wife or my children was in the hand of somebody that's reckless like this, and this whole community knows that she's reckless. And I gotta be cool with
wait. Now you say the whole community. What do you mean the whole community knows?
I have on my Facebook page alone, I have 20 to 30 people, prior customers that have dealt with her. They have all the same story about her attitude and how they do with the money, the price of the vehicles, the quality of the vehicles, how they treat you afterwards, and how they will repo your vehicle for anything. Everybody, like I said, when I was posting it, everybody was letting me know that. So I know at least 20 to 30 prior customers over the span. She's been doing business in this town a long time.
Miss Robert, if somebody, and I'm not trying to get ahead of your attorney if you get one,
okay,
but you saying you got real people who say that there are other issues that people have had,
yes,
that you know about, they post on your Facebook?
Yes.
Okay. Any other things you all want to say or closing remarks? If not, I have a question I want to ask you, and I have the camera right on you, and I have it on for a purpose. And here is the question. All that you've been through with your children, actually staring a gun barrel in your face, and here we on camera, and you are not emotional and turn like a lot of people put fronts on. I don't believe you fronted. You just being who you are, and I appreciate that. That's not necessary. People got to know that when you have your children with you and you are looking down the barrel of a gun, it got to have an impact on you. So I want to say to the people that watch this video, just because she's not crying, and y'all know what to expect, she's holding her head high. But there's one thing about it, I want you all to know. You see the dad, I saw more emotion out of him than I saw out of her. But let me say this, is that anybody that knows truth of the God of creation, they can imagine your pain. And we probably imagine why you are so cool, because you may say some things you don't want to say. So I want the people that watch this to know that. My brother, I say to you that when we went up there, you didn't want to go on the property, and I don't blame you. I filmed the film that's behind us because as you talk, I want people to see the business that when I received a call last night, I didn't have that much information. You sent me the video. I received another video that I'm not going to talk about, but I say to you all, get with some civil rights organization, get an attorney, and see where it goes. Because here again, we live in America and you have rights. And I don't know whether you're telling me the truth or whether you're lying. I really don't. If the family see this video, the business owner, and if they want to call me with a sit-down interview like this, I'll interview them the same way, just like you all call. So if they call me, I'm available for them. But I don't see why I should have to call them, because after all, I didn't call you. Okay? Now, one other thing. If we can get, do you think the children would like to say anything? If so, I don't want their faces. I would like their words.
As their father, I can say they're both intelligent, and they can tell you whatever you need to know.
Okay, well, we're going to get them and see if we can get a few words from them. Thank y'all so much. Once again, this is the Get To Free Press, and I'm George Boston Rhines, and I've been doing this a long time, and I've been recording as a civil rights person and taking on the issues since 1975, and there is no way in the world that I would put children into this legal matter here because there's no purpose in doing that as I see it. But when they told me about somebody waking up in the night, I'm gonna let one of you all talk about that to get them to talk. I'm gonna let y'all do it. Just get them to tell their story any way you want to, without their names.
Scott.
You can't say name.
Pretty girl.
Speak loud.
What happened?
Yes, sir.
How was your night last night? It's okay, you can just talk. Ain't nobody see you, they just hear you.
Just talk.
You just talk. You ain't on no camera. Hmm?
How did you sleep? How did you sleep?
Good.
Did you sleep good last night? Did you wake up last night? You have to speak with your mouth.
It's okay.
Speak with your mouth. Did you wake up last night?
Yes.
Why did you wake up?
You ain't got to cry.
What did you dream about last
Okay.
night? What did you dream about?
Fine. Don't cry, baby.
You gotta get my kids some help, man.
Yeah.
We will. We're gonna. Baby, listen.
Wait. The greatest thing right here is that tears in her eyes, so she feels something. Let's just leave that
Yes,
alone.
sir.
And we need to get her some type of. You were right. We need to get her some kind of help.
Yes, sir.
We need to get something. That is so true.
Me too. I
She-
need some help too.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I can imagine. Okay.
It's okay, baby.
Thank y'all very much. Thank y'all so much. Thank you.
It's okay.
Thank you, John. God bless you.
It's okay, baby.
It's okay.
You can start crying, though.
God bless.
It's okay,
God
baby.
bless.
The little one, the 4-year-old, Dan, could you tell us what did you see that lady do last night?
Who had a gun on Mama?
And
And
what
that's
did
your
she-
mama right there? Okay.
Speak.
Who did?
And what did she do with the gun?
Who will finish shooting?
Did you see her point it? Speak.
Yes, ma'am.
It's okay, baby. My little girl won't be able to talk. We're gonna really have to get her. We're gonna have to get her some help.
Okay. And what's your name once again? Because you just talked. What's your
My
name?
name is Denithra Sutton.
And these are your who?
These are my
The
grandkids.
grandkids. And I guess you got to be a little emotional too. They have to go.
I am. I'm sorry to hear her cry, to see her cry like that, because when I pulled up, they showed me how the lady held the gun.
The children did.
Yes, they did. And I walked into the business, and I said to them, I said, I'm here to find out who pulled a gun on my daughter-in-law and my grandkids. And Miss Deborah, the owner said I did, in a manner or form as though to say I have no regret.
Okay. Thank you all very much. And once again, this is to get to Free Press, and I want to thank you all. A lot of people would not do this, but somewhere down the line, some of this got to stop. Bye-bye. We're gone. What's your name again?
Robert Sutton Jr.
Mr. Sutton, after this incident happened, did anybody take a statement from you, or did you write up anything for the police?
No, sir. I didn't see anybody with any notepads out or anything.
But they did ask questions.
They were asking questions as if they were going back and forth conducting the investigation.
But no statements.
No statement.
Okay, thank you. What's your name?
Antoine Sutton.
Antoine, when this incident took place, did any police officer or investigator ask you to write out a statement or anything when you was at the police station? Was any statements written about what took place while it was fresh in your mind?
No, sir. They just asked me verbally. I just told them verbally what happened. But as far as writing something down, I didn't see anybody writing it down, or I did write anything.
Okay. Thank you very much.